Hello, welcome to PlayStation Access. My name's Rob, and I've been lucky enough to play an early build of Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Yes, he's back. Yes, he's still the same leaping, spinning, wumper fruit gobbling marsupial you know and love. But Crash does have some new tricks up his shorts, all of which I'm going to tell you about in this video. Before we get started, please be aware this is a work in progress version of the game, so what you're seeing in this video isn't the finished product, and also that Activision allowed us to play through 2 levels, Snowway Out, I know, and Dino Dash, both of which I have played and captured on a PS4 Pro. Right then, let's get to it. Here are 7 reasons I think you are going to love Crash Bandicoot 4. First up, you get to play with new powers. In Snowway Out, for instance, Crash can wear this rather fetching number, and while doing so, is able to slow down time for a limited period with a quick press of either R2 or triangle. This allows you to hop about in real time while everything else, bad guys, moving platforms, disappearing boxes of wumper fruit, swoops into lovely slow-mo. The effect doesn't last long, so you have to time it right. For example, these crates are on a timer and disappear after a second or 2, so you'll need to activate them, tell the world to slow up, and then quickly leap across. You can also use it against tricky enemies, these fun-hating sailor types shooting swordfish out of makeshift cannons, for instance, or these brutes that like to swing a massive ball and chain at you like they're the flippin' Witch King of Angmar or something. Nailing the timing during fast-paced platforming sections feels brilliant as you leap across frozen waterfalls, bending time to your will. Meanwhile, in Dino Dash, Crash has the power to phase between worlds, allowing you to smash previously unattainable crates and also warp these horrible mushrooms out of existence during this breezy on-rails section. The second reason you'll love Crash Bandicoot 4, it feels just like classic Crash, a giddy mix of side-scrolling and leaping into and back towards the screen, spinning enemies, slamming crates, ping-ponging in between those bouncy ones, chomping wumper fruit, trying to puzzle out how to collect all the boxes in bonus sections while dying over and over, and unlocking hidden gems. Playing this game feels like unearthing an old box of family photographs and coming across an album you've never seen before. You know, it feels familiar and yet at the same time brand new. But really, nothing transports me back to my childhood quite like the sound of Crash collecting a load of wumper fruit in one go. Oh yes. Reason number 3, it's challenging as heck. Yes, we've only played 2 levels, but this game is not mucking around. In the time we had with it, I'd say Crash 4 feels as tough and ultimately as rewarding as the 1996 original. You'll go from, how on earth am I supposed to get through that, to, woohoo, this is amazing, in the span of about 5 minutes, nailing a complex series of jumps, ducks and slides, building a fizzing sense of momentum that propels you to the next checkpoint. But yes, prepare to die lots and lots. There's even a death counter for you to laugh at when you do eventually reach the end of a level. Bragging rights for anyone who manages to share a screenshot with a big fat 0 in there, because this game, it's no joke. I'm really sorry. Reason 4. Speaking of dying, Crash does it with typical aplomb. You know, he doesn't just die, he's got a wonderful bespoke animation for various types of death. I've seen this one, Crash being turned into an ice cube, many times as I deliberately fell into the frozen water over and over again. You know, just to make sure I captured it properly for this video. Also, Crash can be eaten by a T-Rex, suplexed by these angry sailors, and, the classic, float off into heaven whenever he's touched a bad thing, like this fluorescent prehistoric plant bile, or these nasty floating bubbles of lava. Man, I am really glad Crash 4 counts these deaths, so I always know just how bad I am at the game. Number 5. It feels wonderful when you nail it. I mentioned momentum earlier, and you get a real sense that levels have been designed so that once you get good, you can just swoop through them like the platforming royalty Crash is. These icy stepping stones in Snowway Out were the bane of my existence when I first got to this bit, but now I've got the feel for it, dancing over them feels so damn good. Likewise, running away from this marauding T-Rex in Dino Dash, it's like putting together a combo in Ollie Ollie or something. Slide, jump, spin. When it flows, it just feels fantastic. And this on-rail section, using Crash's ability to phase obstacles and collectible crates in and out of existence as you glide through. Wonderful. Reason 6, you can play as Cortex. That's right, you get to control Crash Bandicoot's arch nemesis, and in a neat twist, these sections are woven into Crash's adventure. So in Snowway Out, you can enjoy this neat bit of platforming before emerging atop a cliff, and boom! Turns out the explosion that forces Crash to time hop across this waterfall was caused by Cortex, giving us a cool alternate perspective on events, while at the same time adding a bit of variety to the gameplay, because Cortex can do things Crash cannot, like freezing enemies and using them to jump across gaps, or double zapping them and turning them into gelatinous bounce pads. Also, this gravity-defying mid-air dash is never anything less than immensely satisfying, and more than makes up for the fact Cortex can't double jump like Crash can. Playing as Cortex feels like tackling the same track with a different race car, although I should clarify these areas are unique to Cortex. Once you get a feel for how he handles, jumping and zipping about as Cortex feels every bit as fast and fluid as when you're controlling the main marsupial. And finally, reason 7, you are going to love the nods to Crash's history. Playing the game in retro mode adds a life counter, just like in the good old days. And also, just like the good old days, you gain lives by collecting Wumpa Fruit, but once you run out, it's game over. Also, running into the screen while being chased by an angry dinosaur really did just take me right back. Honestly, it feels like home. A love letter to the past that also looks forward to the future. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, arrives on PS4 on the 2nd of October. Let us know in the comments what you make of the game, and please be kind about my gameplay. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and click that notification bell so you're always up to date with everything from the world of PlayStation.
PlayStation